Right, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? We are live. All right, good afternoon, good evening to those who are on. Welcome to the call. Let me go get this down here. We are also live here on YouTube as well, too. What's going on? Feel free to check in. Let us know where you're checking in from. What's going on? What's going on? Sakina, Abdul, Jalil. What's going on, Sherrill? Here, good afternoon to all. So we're about to get our Forex overview going on here to our center here. So we'll give it time. We'll start about a couple minutes after the hour. If you have anybody else who'd like to get on, let them know that we are either live on YouTube, okay? So you can reach me on YouTube at legacyworldwideleaders.com or here on Chairman 1000. So if you're on YouTube right now, you can feel free to come directly to the link. And what we're going to go over is, obviously how to trade with our product called the Harmonic scanner, and then show you how we're trading also with HFX, okay, cash track. Okay, we'll go a little bit over that and how we gain some of this information. So if you're live with us on YouTube or you're live with us here at Chairman 1000, feel free to check in. Let us know where you're checking in from. Represent your country, represent your city, represent your state. And we're going to start here in a couple minutes. And we are showing live on YouTube as well, too. So this YouTube is recorded, so it's going to be left on YouTube for you to look at a later time or share it with someone else of your choice. All right, so we are now live. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome for those that are on. I see you, Shug. What's going on, Mr. Rodney Granberry out of Little Rock, Arkansas? Welcome to the call. Who else do we have out there? Let's see. We have San Diego in the building. What's going on, Miss Brandy Wright? Got Little Rock, Arkansas in the building from Sakina. Christina out of New York, welcome. Nico and Yannette out of Germany, welcome. What's going on, Miss Robinson? Nicole Robinson out of Riverside, California, welcome. Shannon Stewart out of Little Rock, Arkansas. We have Nick Richardson out of Dallas, Texas, right here in my state here now. What's up, Mr. David Walker? Good to have you on out of High Point, North Carolina. Okay. What's going on, Miss Mercy? Mercy embedded out of Kenya. Let's go. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started, folks. We're a couple minutes after the hour now, so I'm gonna keep this short. We'll keep this call down to less than an hour. What I'm gonna go over now, first of all, for those who don't know me, my name is Randy Webb. Me and my wife, we are now full-time entrepreneurs. We've been full-time entrepreneurs now for 7.5 years. We're so gracious and fortunate that we came across some powerful entrepreneurs that helped us become free in this industry. Now, 2.5 years ago, we made the decision to start trading in Forex. We met one of our first mentors, Dr. Kathy Kirkland, which is a part of this academy here, IM.Academy. And I learned some skills through her, but then when I plugged all the way in the academy, not only did I learn from my mentor, Dr. Kathy Kirkland, I learned from some other successful traders like Manny Quiones. You're going to talk about Matt there when it comes to HFX. So everything that I'm going to explain on here today is right here in this academy, okay? IM Academy. And I'm so grateful because this academy allowed me in a 2.5 year period to not only become a profitable trader, but become very knowledgeable about trading. I didn't have to go over YouTube. Like some of you might find this video on YouTube, like this is where I found it at. But I didn't have to go all over YouTube to try to piece together information. It was right here on this platform that you're seeing. And so for some of you who've attended college, especially online, you realize it looks like an online college. It looks like Blackboard, okay? And literally, I love our program because it gives you what you completed so you can stay on track, the academies that you've been through or what academies you want to go through, okay? The go live, so it's like you have actual teachers and educators, just like if you were going to college, but they're focused on teaching you about different strategies in trading. Today, we're going to cover two of them. We're going to cover HFX and we're going to cover Harmonic scanner. And I'm going to marry those two together because we're able to do both of those. And then we get our strategies here, which you're going to see me go into. So going to the academies real quick, a lot of the information that you're going to hear me talk about, it doesn't come naturally for me. Like I said, 2.5 years in, I learned all my information right here in these academies. So I started off in the Forex Academy. Okay. Now I'm going to talk about some of the basics on here, how to identify an uptrend, how to identify a downtrend, how to identify a reversal. When we go into our Harmonic scanner, all that it points out is, hey, look over here. The market is reversing. And I'm going to give you some simple steps that I got from these educators that are on here. So it doesn't matter if you speak English or Spanish or Portuguese or French or Polish. We have everything available for different countries, okay? And then if you want to shift from Forex, you can go either directly to HFX, okay? Or you can just stay with Forex. Now, what is HFX? High frequency Forex. It's based on time. Can you imagine if I told you can make $10 in 1 minute? Would that be something you'd be interested in? Of course, okay? We call those scalpers. They want to make money in a short amount of time. Now, you can also do intraday when it comes to HFX too, meaning hold a trade for 1 day or 2 days or 3 days based off you being knowledgeable about if the market is going to be a bullish, which means trending up, or if the market is going to be bearish, which means trending down. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that here in the HFX. Now, as you know, as the future is telling us, Bitcoin is not going anywhere. So it is definitely upon you to learn the digital currency arena, as especially our government is about to introduce a digital dollar that will be on the blockchain platform. Now, how crazy is that we don't know what the blockchain is, and we're about to get a whole different type of money introduced into our governmental system that was chosen by the people, first world currency. So we have our digital currency academy for you to learn about that as well too. And that's it. That's what we do. And so now I'm going to go into strategy. So every Sunday I do this call where I will show you what we're looking at for the rest of the week. Now, of course, when we do this overview, depending on what happens today, Sunday, when the market opens, will determine where these are going to be valid trades, or maybe they might get invalidated based off some movements that may happen later on tonight in the market. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to go to is we go to our Academy products. All right. Once you go to our Academy products, based on your membership level in our company, if you're an elite member, you can see I have every academy there is to offer. Okay. If you are just a regular platinum member, you're going to have probably just Forex. If you're an HF member, you're just going to have this tab right here, okay, which is your HFX, high frequency Forex. So today, right now, we're going to focus on the Forex Academy. We're going to go to Harmonics, and then we're going to click on the strategy here. So what's this is a strategy that has been placed and done with a software. You are still in charge of your account. You still do your own trading. You just get to validate the account. Now, the great thing is we have a community where we plug you into one of our chats, and we actually trade together. So if I go and look at a trade like right now, and I see that, okay, this is a valid trade, I may throw inside my group, hey, I'm going to be buying USD CHF. All my confirmations have been met, and I go and click the buy button. And based off what you see me say, you can go click the buy button as well too. So this is what makes our strategy a copy and paste strategy. So it's very simple. This is what we call our harmonic scanner. Okay, what are harmonics? Harmonics are patterns that consistently happen in the foreign exchange market based on what we call retracement levels. Okay. Now, if you're brand new to Forex, you're like, what are retracement? What is retracement? A retracement is like, imagine if you went to store A to go buy something, and then you went to go to store B and you bought something, and then on your way to store C, you lost your wallet. Okay. And then you get home, you hit store C, you didn't buy anything, and then you get home and you're like, where's my wallet? So what do? You go retrace back. Okay, so I was just lastly at this store. So you go to store C, okay, you look for it, it's not there. So what do you do after that? Then you go to store B, okay? If you find your wallet in store B, okay, you had a 50% retracement. You get it? Okay, you went and did all this work, you got to a point, you realize, oh my God, okay, my wallet, so you retrace back your steps 50%. That's all that we're saying that this is. Okay, the harmonics picks up retracements in the market, so you will know where the price has been. So based off these patterns happening over, the system says, hey, in the past history, because this has been done here, it's going to happen here. So this is why we have different patterns, patterns called the Gartley, the bat, the shark. Okay, they're just basically based off 50% retracements, 61% retracements, and so forth. So this is why they are 90% accurate when they are found. And now what we do, because we have the software, we don't have to do a lot of work. We just got to validate that it is a accurate pattern. Okay, how do we do that? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 confirmations, because what these patterns are telling us is, hey, the market is about to reverse. It's about to go the other way. So now I need to confirm, how do you know it's going to go the other way? Well, I'm going to put 3 other additional reversal confirmations on it. And guess what? The more confirmation we have, the more on point we're going to be. And this is why we call this a high probability confirmation checklist. Okay. So here's how I like to start. You can start writing this down. The first step I'm looking for is I want to make sure that we have a valid pattern. Okay. So I'm going to go to my H4 chart. Me personally, I love a longer term trade, or what we call intraday or swing trading. Swing trading doesn't mean that it has to last a couple of days. Swing trading means you're expecting to get over 60 pips. Pips is a measure of money inside the foreign exchange industry. That's all that PIP stands for, percentage in profit. So make sure I mute everybody here. Percentage in profit, so based on what you're going to get. So I'm going to talk about risk reward on here and why this can be very powerful for any trader who is taking trades and making sure they put in the stop loss, their risk to reward ratio, okay? So here's how we start. I go to the H4. I'd like to personally use Trader's Way. You can use any broker. It doesn't matter if you're using Trader's Way or not. You can still click on Trader's Way. I just typically find that Trader's Way has the most trade opportunities that are suggested. Okay. Make sure we got everybody muted here. Yes. All right. So we look at Ghana Trader, JFX, Hot Forex is typically your new trades that come out. Hugo's Way. So you see that really Trader's Way holds the most trades right now. So that's why I go there. All right, so we're on our H4 chart. So now I'm just going to click on the first one. It says the crab pattern. Okay, so boom, we have our crab pattern. Okay, so now I want to validate, is this market really going to reverse? Okay, from what I'm looking at, I love this. It's called an engulfing candle, but I won't start here. So the first thing that I'm looking for, okay, that the pattern is connected to all the candles. So you can see that it's connected to all the wicks here. So if you see, right, we have X and then we have A, B, C, and then D. Now, one thing I want you guys to realize that the market is made up of M's and W's. Okay, so we can see, let's talk about this story here, what happened. So we really look for my traders, people who understand uptrends and downtrends. You're going to be taught this in the academy. Okay, you can clearly see that this was a trend up, right? We had our low, we had our higher high, got higher than that high here, so our higher high. We had our higher low, higher high, higher low, and then what? I'm sorry, this is actually trending. This was not a higher high because it would have broke structure. Actually, yes, this was our higher high here, higher low, higher high, and then higher low, and then of course consolidation. The market moved sideways, waiting for the reversal there. And so our pattern, based off what it's seen, we made this push up to this point, and it's saying that it's going to reverse back down here, which you can see this is pretty much still a consolidated point, but we're going to look deeper into that. Okay, so here's what I need you to know just by looking at this. That was extra training here. The pattern's here. Now the second step, we're going to go down to a smaller time frame because this part right here, this consolidated part where you see the market moving sideways, I want to see if I see something called divergence in this pattern. What is divergent? Divergent is an indication that is letting you know, again, that the market is going to reverse in a certain way. And divergence, basically, it's a tell-all that, hey, we're losing strength to the upside, for example. If I was looking for bearish divergence, meaning the market is going to drop, that means the strength is here going up bullishly. And then based off it being bearish divergence, that means that buyers are now exiting the market, meaning they may have hit their take profits or whatever. And now the market is getting weaker as it's going up because the buyers are exiting. And now who's entering the market? Sellers. People are starting to take shorting positions of selling. So we can see that by looking at the RSI, okay? So when price here, okay, does not match with what price is doing here, the strength is doing here, that's our indication. So the next thing that I do is I take a line, because I'm going to show you what divergence is. See, from this point right here, and we're probably going to go to a smaller time frame just to see even more. Now, this is not a huge push as far as you can't really see heavily. That is divergence, but it's there. So I'm going to draw this line really dark so you can see it. Then I'm going to show you this line. From that same exact point, we go from here to here. You automatically see divergence, okay? Okay, it's not a lot. So typically you will clearly see divergence like something like this, and then price will be moved down. But we got to see kind of a stair step, and now price will probably pull back. When you'll see this pull back later today, probably if we draw this all the way down like this, price will probably pull back up somewhere around this area and then drop again. Okay, so we have a small portion of divergence. Let me go down to a 15-minute chart. You can't see it that well. Typically, when you go down to a smaller time frame, you can see it better. Okay, like I said, this one's not a lot, but it's there. All right, so once we do that, we find, let's say, bearish divergence. That was number 2. Number 3, okay, we're going to look for a way to enter the market. So typically when I want to enter the market, I'm looking for either, now obviously this was news, I'll tell you some type of news hit looking at this. Now we're looking at, exhaustion when you see candle wicks on the backside of this, or we're looking for a specific candle formation, something like a doji like this. Now, obviously, this was consolidated for a longer time, but you'll be looking for something like this. Now, obviously, these are a lot of candles letting you know that there was going to be some type of reversal happening. Okay, so you'll go down the smaller time frame, look for either what we call it a morning star, evening star, doji candle, along with an engulfing candle. So when I go back here to my 1 hour, for example, okay, obviously that's an engulfing candle. Okay, we go to our 4 hour, however, that's an engulfing candle. Okay, when market does this on the bigger time frame, this is an engulfing candle. Now, for some traders who understand also support and resistance, a little bit extra training here. Now, we obviously can see that price hit this area right here. Okay, price hit that area, and every time it hit that price zone, it reversed back. So what we're going to be looking for actually to enter this market today, let's say if we want to enter this trade, I'm going to wait for a break and retest for this one specifically. Okay, this is a little extra training here. I'm going to go back to these steps so that you can get them. So I'll tell you for this trade, once the market opens up, obviously let everything settle down or maybe consolidate for a little bit. What I'm be looking for NZD JPY, if everything remains the same like this, and if it does reverse, me personally, I'm not going to go into this trade until it breaks this area, retest back this zone to ensure that it's going to go bearish. Okay, once we get the retest off here, look for 2 or 3 retests. Okay, that means how these wicks look. For those who don't understand the retest, how price came up here, came down, that was a retest. Came down, retest, retest, retest. So that was 4 retests right there, 5 retests right there. Then price went up, tapped the top. That's an M. Okay, M's and W's. So that's an M to the reversal, right? Came down, now retesting again. Okay, so right now it's proven to be a strong support, a floor. Okay, so I need it to break that floor. And once it breaks the floor, price loves when price does break a certain area, it is going to move. So we're going to look for it to break this floor, come back and retest it as resistance, as a ceiling, and then we'll look for our drop and try to push for TP2. Okay, so with that being said, for this one, we're looking at a potential for that first entry is 68 pips. If we get that entry in there off that retest, and if we ride it all the way down, okay, we're looking at 135 pips total for NZD JPY. This is the good price zone that, and I'll tell you, NZD JPY always stays around this area, this price area anyway too. Okay, so this is the trade we'll be looking for this week. So we have the potential of 135 pips. Dropping this in the chat here. You know what? I wish I was a psychic like that, Rich. Wish I was a psychic like that. All we have to do is we wait. We don't assume. We wait for it to give us what we're looking for. So I don't know if it's going to break this. It may go back to reversal. So don't just hop in. We're going to wait for it to break the support area. Okay. Come back and retest it. Make sure it doesn't go above because it may come down to tricky. We're going to wait for solid confirmations. Okay. For this trade right here, solid confirmation. So let me recap myself. Number one, we have a valid pattern. Number two, we have some bearish divergence. Okay. Number three, we look for candle entry. This is a nice engulfing candle, so we want to wait for the next candle, wait for it to come back and retest, and then we'll enter. Okay. Lastly, before you make the entry, currency strength meter. You go to livecharts.co.uk. I will tell you that this is a strong indicator for me. It's a cheat code. You could also go to the indexes to take a look, which we'll do on here. So NZD JPY. NZD for a sell. Obviously, this is not set up for a sell for us yet, but we want NZD to be down in strength and we want JPY to be up in strength. That gives an indication of a shift to a bearish market. Okay, so right now this shows bullish for us right now. We need NZD to drop, JPY to go up, and then that's our last confirmation. We push the sell button. Done. Okay. Once you have all those confirmations, you're set to go. Okay. All right. So that's for NZD JPY. Now we're going to get a lot of these trades throughout the week. So don't just take this one overview. I just want to show you how to use the product. And then sometimes you'll be able to go here yourself and just find the strategy that you find the trade that you want. Okay. All right. We're looking at NZD. We can see what's driving it. So it looks like all the NZDs are set up this way. So let me go take a look real quick. And this was a prime example of something driven off a support area, right? So now look at this, that pullback happened, boom, entry, and GCAT went up for the buy. Let me go find this index. Yeah. All right, so the New Zealand dollar is ZXY, okay, the index. So basically, I'm just going to see how the index, where it's going, because that's going to pretty much drive where this trade is going. If you look at it, it looks the same, right? So look at the trend up. It went consolidated. So if we really just box up all of this, we can kind of get an indication. So when price we would break out to, if price breaks out to the upside, obviously we will not be selling any NZD pairs. If price comes down, which looks like the potential to come down here, then yes, we're going to be selling NZD. So let's take a big look at the 4 hour. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna show you some. Same thing applies, right? So you see from here to here, that big push up to that point right there. And then on my RSI, same thing when we talk about divergence, right? Price leveled out and then it reversed. If you get used to identify these situations, you'll be able to catch, especially for my scalpers, you'll be able to catch some trade, nice entry points on the trades like this. This is obviously the index, right? So we're gonna be looking for, what we want is for this to come down and drop based off what I'm saying here. We've seen the transition and then now we have our strength pushing down, okay? So we have downward momentum. As long as RSI stays this way, we're gonna continue to have downward momentum, probably to fill this area in. And so that's based on that, that should give us our push that we're looking for all these NZD JPY pairs, because so you know that JPY is attached to is also pegged off the US dollar. So they're pretty much going to operate in the same way. So trading NZD USD is like trading NZD JPY. So same thing applies here. We're going to wait for the break and retest in the same way. For those who, some people like to trade the breakout, okay? You can also trade the breakout as well too. This potential right here, if we can do this entry and NZD JPY does what we expect it to do. We're expecting for this move here, 114 pips, okay? All right, off to the next one. See, we got AUD, NZD. Looks like putting a lot of NZDs up here. Now we just seen, we were just looking at NZD, right? So if NZD goes bearish, okay, we can expect this one to go up, which makes sense. It's showing us AUD, NZD is going to go up. Now I need to look at the Australian index, but cheat code, we're just going to look at the currency strength meter. Now this one actually came down. Here's why we validate before we enter the market, and I'm going to show you what we look for. Okay. Now obviously we see this one came down and hit the stop loss. Okay, but here's the 4 confirmations. First, right, if I was to look at this, I would want to make sure that this was attached here. Okay. The next thing that we're looking for, number 2, we're looking for divergence. So I would go down to a smaller time frame, and let's say off of here, did we see divergence here? Okay. So if I draw a line from here to here, no, there's no divergence here at all. Well, actually, you know that we did. There's just a little dot. Actually, there is a little something here. Not. There actually is. Because I want to show you, like, as we go through the checklist, why the checklist. So from here, from that point, so it looks like from here, and let's just say if our pattern would have to have been connected somewhere along the line here, but let's just say from here, from that same point down to what here, that is somewhat, obviously we have the bearish market here. It hasn't really transitioned all the way here, so it wasn't all the way bullish divergence, but there is some divergence here, but it was more coming down here. So it looks like price did shift up a little bit. Really, it hit TP1, but I don't think the strategy didn't start at, because here's my point right here. So it wasn't connected. So we would have probably been done with the first step. Make sure all of it is connected together and it's an accurate pattern. Okay. Or if you've seen the divergence is not much, then the third step that would deter you from this one would be to make sure that you have a candle formation to entry. So let's see if we have a candle formation here. Let's go to 15. No engulfing candles. Okay. So what we want, see how this is red? Let's say we want a big candle. We want a bigger blue candle, bullish candle, to be bigger than our red candle, or we want, you know, that evening or / morning star. So you have one candle, you get the doji like this, and then this blue candle like that, but a much bigger, and that will give you entry. Okay, but none of that showed here, so you probably wouldn't even have entered this one. So just wanted to show that one. So this is not a good pattern for us. We'll go to the next one, GBP CAD. Okay, that one's already occurred. So it looks like it went up. If you can see this one, it went up, hit TP1, came down, back to entry. Okay, this is the pattern I'm talking about here. This is what you're looking for. Okay, price action moves plus M's and W's, right? So we got our W, so we got our double bottom as well too. Boom, price went up. So now we're looking for GBP CAD. Okay, looks like a potential for a trend up. So we have our candle formations here. Go down to smaller time frame, see what I see. So a lot of retests off the trend line here. So what we're gonna do is the same thing. If it's gonna come back down, we're gonna wait for a break here, or if it doesn't break, we're looking for the next push up. It'll be our first wave for our trend. So we're gonna look for that move here. So just keep your eyes on we'll come back to this one. Keep your eyes on GBP CAD. We'll come back to this one. All right, that's already happened. UCAD. Boom. So I'll say before, just looking at this, once again, when you see this, so you see a move like this, right? So consolidated, boom, we got our drop, engulfing, you got in, you made the money. Okay, now you're looking to see if it's going to continue down to this TP3. Okay, now you can see at this area right here, this is just extra training here. Okay, you can see price reverse at this point. So this is a critical point. So we actually draw a line from here to here. Okay, we have this is what we're going to call a support zone. So, you know, for our smart traders on here, don't make a move. Don't just push sell just because. You're going to wait for, once again, confirmations if you want to make sure that you're in the right trade. Because if you don't, what's going to happen, it'll come down, fool you a little bit, wick back up, and then reverse, right? Because this could be a potential W. So you want to wait for a break, retest, and then get into that trade to continue it down. All right, that's a little extra training. We're not calling this trade yet. I'll look more later in the week for that one. So it looks like we only had, so far, just the NZD JPY setup. The market will probably reset and start moving a little bit later today, around 5 or 6. The market won't start moving until tonight, but it's going to open up at 5 today. And then once the market opens up, this thing is going to start moving and looking for the patterns. And once it finds the patterns, we'll get more trades. All right, in between then, so that is our harmonic scanner. So let me just go ahead and give you the 4 steps again. Number 1, we want to make sure we have a valid pattern. Number 2, we want to look for bullish or bearish divergence. Okay. Number 3, we want to look for an entry based off the 15-minute or the 1-minute. We're going to look for an engulfing candle. Okay. Or we're going to look for a candle formation type using price action or some price exhaustion with wicks. Okay. So you can go look at the candle Bible and learn a little some of those moves there. Okay. Number 4, before we push our sell or buy button, we're going to go to the currency strength meter. Okay. Wait for the currency strength to be in our favor for what we're looking for, whether it's a sell or a buy. Okay. So if you're looking for NZD JPY a sell, then NZD has to be weaker than JPY in currency strength. Okay. And if you're looking for a buy, then the first one has to be stronger than the second one. That's it. Okay. That's all we have to look for. That's our confirmation. All right. Now taking that same information you have. Okay. So we talked about NZD JPY and NZD USD. We've been having a lot of success not only trading in our MT4s, because some of us, we trade both. So I still trade MT4 as well too. But we also trade with HFX. So now let me go to HFX. We'll talk about that a little bit. So if you've already have trading experience, this is what makes this easy. Okay, a lot of people have hard times. Where do most people lose their money? They lose their money because they over risk. Okay, meaning they don't set a stop loss. Okay, they don't protect their investment. So if you have, let's say, $1,000 account, okay, and you are going in for, let's say you want to make $100 or you want to make your 15% for the week. Well, then my goal is to show you how to risk 3% of your 1,000, which is only what, $30. You're going to risk $30 to make $100. That's it. Now, the unfortunate part is what happens is our trade goes backwards, and then instead of losing the $30, we'll take, I say we because I've done this before. Okay, this is why I'm training it, and this is where you become a good trader, when you learn how to put your trade in place and take the loss. Okay, the trade reverses, you move your stop loss off the way because you're like, it's gonna. Well, now you just went back on your decision, and now you find yourself in a trade that's negative $100 or negative $200 when you could just take a loss of $30. If you take the loss of $30, because I want to give you the mindset. You take the loss of $30, that's cool. It's not saying that it's over. You didn't lose the money, okay? All right, you only lost money if you stop looking at the trade or stop looking at something else. So you took the loss there, that $30. Well, let's see what this trade is going to do, okay? Maybe you had to enter at a better entry point. And so you take the quick loss, and then it reaches a point where you see the actual entry, like, okay, boom, there goes the entry. And now you enter. So now you catch that trade all the way back down to where you lost the money and some, and you get your money back. Are you hearing me with that one? But that's the power. 95% of people fell in Forex because of mindset, okay? Because they risk too much, because they over leverage. How do I know that? Because I was one of them, okay? This is what they taught us all throughout our academy. And you know what happens? We do it anyway. It's okay. So what I want to tell you for my brand new traders, if you hear this, you're going to have to figure out, like, there's no such thing as not setting stop loss. If someone tells you don't set stop losses and they're training you and they're calling themselves a professional trader, you better run, okay? Okay, because there's no such thing as not protecting your investment, all right? So now I'm going to talk about for my scalpers. Maybe you like to scalp in the market and you're having a hard time making some profits, okay? You're having a hard time making some profits, then let's talk about HFX. I've been seeing a lot of, including myself, I just pulled out some money from my HFX broker, okay? And I'll tell you what I do. When I start off my trading accounts, you can do the same thing if you want. When I start off my trading accounts, my last trading account just started off was $450. I plugged in there, took that account to $1,600. Then I withdrew my initial investment, okay, and some. So I withdrew my initial investment. So now when I go in the market, it's not even my money that I'm using the market's money. So it always feels good because it want to put you in a good state. Like, listen, if I was to blow that whole account now, I'm like, well, that was silly, Randy. Okay, but I didn't blow my money that I initially invested. So I want you to be cautious. Don't over leverage when you start off. Your goal is to make some money, make enough where you can now have money to go trade with again, and then pull your initial investment off, and now you're trading at no risk. Okay. So let me show you some of the products that we use in HFX. High frequency Forex, we use Hourglass. Now the market is not open, so I don't know if it's going to show or not. Let me see if it does. If not, I'll just show you the real platform and what we do in HFX. Right, let's go to our strategy, cash trap. All right, great. So it's showing. So it's not showing all the bands right now. So you see here off to the right, this is what's powerful. And I'm going to show you, let me show you. You can use just about any broker that you want. Okay, you have NADAX, you have race options, you have bid options. Now, I'm not going to take any trades in this account. This is not my demo account. Now, so starting off for those who, let's say you're starting and you want to be able to pay your monthly fee or whatever. Like I said, I just took a withdrawal and just took my account right back to $1,000. Now I'm about to just take the rest of this up. This is all market money. So this is actually HFX, okay? If I was to make a call here or a put, call means to buy, put means to sell. Only thing that matters on this platform is that price. If I set it for 1 minute, price needs to be above what I said. So if I believe that price is going to be above this price point, okay, which I see this going down, let's say we call it a sell here, and boom, my price is right here. Long as it stays below for 1 minute, okay, I will win the trade. And so some of you will get good because you can see that this is just popping down. And if it lasts for 1 minute, you see the time here. So start at 30 seconds. So up to this point here, 30 seconds, this is about a minute in, and then a little bit past. If it stays right here, if we had got in here and it stays right here for that minute, then we would win the trade, whatever we put up. So I would win if I did a $10 put, I would make $7, 70%. The difference between what you put up and what you make is considered the spread in binaries. Okay, so that's why when you're looking to the side here, a lot of your traders will say, I don't trade personally. I will never trade anything that pays me less than 70%. I will tell you that should be a rule. Why would you want to risk 40%? Okay, so most of the time I'm actually looking for 80%. So a GCAT or a GIOT is at 80 and 90% right now. These will change throughout the day. EuroCat is 90%. So that means now you're getting a 90% return. That's powerful. Okay, that's what you're looking for when you trade this. So this is simple. Guess what we can do? We can use the same thing we're using here. So, and I'm gonna tell you this, I'm gonna just give you the cheat code of what I do. Okay, I'll scout when I have time. If I have time, I'll get on here and have some fun, right? Get a couple trades knocked out. That's it. But for my big trades, I'll put up 100, like for my account. Now, don't risk. I will tell you, starting off, don't risk no more than 3 to 5% of your account. Okay, so it's gonna seem small at the beginning. So for example, $1,000 account. Well, I'm not gonna risk no more than, if I would do one trade, risk of $30, I can risk $30 and I would make about, for a 90% payout, I would get, what's it, $28 or something. Let's see, 80% payout is 21. Let's click on this 90%. $27. Okay, so if I won the trade, risk 3% of my account. If I won the trade, I would make $27. Okay, and if my goal is to get 8% per day, I'll do 3 trades like that. And if I go 3 for 3, then boom, I'm done for the day. If I take a couple losses, then I may have to tailor my trades and then do a couple more trades and that's done. Now, me personally, I like to do intraday trades like that. I'll do it over a 24-hour or even a week period, 3-day period. So for this one, for example, okay, based on what I'm seeing here, if I go look at the date and time of what I feel this would take, let's say I'm trying to take it down to TP. So it looks like, that's the price actually, the date. So it looks like 3 days it took it to do this, right? So obviously I don't need 3 days, but maybe I might do 2 days. Okay, so I do 2 days because once this does break and does what I think it's gonna do, okay, boom, we get the retest off there. I'm gonna try to do my put in HFX somewhere around here. Once I get those retests and I see the price starts moving, I'm gonna call my put. Boom, call my put. and I'm gonna do it for, okay, let me show you this. We go here, and I'm gonna go to, if I do intraday, it goes until it's based on time. Your 000, this stops at about, I think this is 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Or so you can just look at here, 000 from here is 5 hours from now. So about 7 o'clock, 7 to 8 o'clock, okay, p.m. Central Standard Time. So if I was to call from here and I said I wanted to close out at 000, so in 5 hours, okay, if I want to do an intraday trade from the time that I call this trade, let me go to intraday. I do long term. All that has to happen, it just needs to be below my line. And so if I believe that this is really reversing and trending to the downside, guess what? That's an easy one. If it really goes into a downtrend, if I call 3 days, I'm just in the trend down. That's awesome. Okay, so it's going to close out on the 7th, 2 days from now. Okay, I make this putt, boom. And now, as long as it's below after the second day, it's below it, done. Now, let me give you a cheat code. For me, if price hasn't beat the crap out of this by 30 or some pips by half the time, I go in and roll over the time because I want it to pulverize my entry point. Okay, I want it to be way past where I'm not worried if it's going to close or not. And then you can also take another position if you want to. So that's how I use the Harmonic scanner with HFX. That's a cheat code. Okay, that's what I do. All right, now with hourglasses, this is where we're scalping at. Okay, so let's look here. So now obviously the market is closed, but I just want to show you real quick. So EUR USD, I'm going to place my line here, this is the entry point. So it gave this entry point here, for example. Look, price came down, but it gave this entry point last week up here. And so all you would have to do, because of this arrow, you know, some of the traders, and I think they're still working on this, but Matt Thayer, for example, he says this arrow is worth 3 points. What you're looking for, if you want to guarantee your trade, you're looking for a 5-point trade. So you have this for 3 points, and then you also have an RSI, and you have another indicator that's provided. Once those indicators are going into a sell, which they're going down, he says add a 0.5 point for both of those. So that's a 4-point trade if both of those line up. And then your last thing, which sounds like what I just taught you, right? Currency strength meter. As long as the currency strength meter, EUR, is weaker than USD, we now have a 5-point trade. You're going to take that trade. Okay, you can do it for 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, or 15 minutes, or all the way up to 30 minutes. These are your turbo trades, your scalping trades. So you can do them in a short amount of time. Okay, and the more that you do this, the better you're going to get, the more that you see it. This is why I'm enjoying HFX. Okay, like I said, I do both. Okay, so that is our HFX platform. So we have some people that will come and they'll trade for like 30 minutes, or they might even trade an hour, and they'll just look at the entry points, and then you just wait for it to hit, and then you do the putt or you do the call. That's HFX all wrapped up in one, folks. So you can use this platform. You can use Blue Gator. A lot of people use Blue Gator for long-term trades. Okay, so right here, this is EUR GBP. It said when the blue line crosses above the other lines, look for a buy. If it's below the lines, look for a sell. So for example, the blue line crossed below. Okay, so this was a sell, and bam, went down. You will hold these. You will do these trades for about 1 hour. It's what I'm hearing about for Blue Gator. So you hold this trade for about 1 hour for your Blue Gator ones. So for those who want to do more of your longer term trades, you go look for it real quick, take your trade, go about your business. And Blue Gator has been working very well. Let's look at another one here, GBP. Now it also gives you the time frame. So this was obviously 46 hours ago. So these are not valid trades. You need to wait for the market to open up. But when the market opens up, we'll go back and start looking at these. Now we have educators that are going to teach all of these strategies. Okay, now let me just go back to our academy. Okay, so you guys got the Harmonic scanner, the positions we're going to take this week so far. Like I said, once the market starts moving, we're going to get more trades that are going to be put off. If you're not a customer yet and you want access to the Harmonic scanner and you were invited to this by someone, make sure you get back with that person. They have a special link for you to sign up and get you started inside the academy. Okay, once you get started, you're going to have the same exact deal, except yours won't say level 3. Okay, it shows us when we finish our academy, this is what you're going to see. Okay, then we have multiple academies. Now, I also have just some bonus training here outside of Forex, where I Am Academy. Our goal is to get you to make money business-wise. We're teaching the next wave of entrepreneurs in the e-commerce space. Okay, so you can learn how to trade e-commerce, drop ship model. Okay, how to do products, how to run ads. Okay, this will be released with our company probably in September. Okay, it works. Listen, I'm an inventor. You know, I have a product called Taco Mama. I've been able to utilize some of this training because I was doing this before I got into this industry, and now this just upped my game when it came to my product. So I'm about to get ready to launch my product this year on the e-commerce platform using everything that I learned through our e-commerce. Okay, that's a little bonus training there. Okay, so HFX. Let me just go through some of the training. It's powerful. So if you're not enrolled, this is the Spanish one. Let me go. Here's our English one. Okay. So here's HFX. So it's going to give you the handbooks, how to follow it. You'll be able to download that. What is HFX? So the first 30 vehicles are going to be how-tos. And I'll tell you, the last, because I've been through the first academy, you're going to learn a lot of stuff. If you've already went through the Forex Academy, a lot of this stuff you're going to know already. Okay. So you will be just fine if you want to just sign up for HFX. HFX gives you everything, teaching you how to trade the same exact way, teach you about trend lines, all that, how to still use the MetaTrader 4 app and all that, how to use the MetaTrader platform, how to still do technical analysis. Okay, so you can go through all these videos just like this, but then it gets fun once you start getting to, it teaches you about stochastics and the reversal points. Okay, and so go through this as well too. Me and my wife are actually going through this again in the HFX platform. So master the RSI, teach you why the RSI and why it's powerful in the HFX platform. Stochastic, how to know when to get into a trade based off the crosses, the D versus the K cross. Okay, so this is going to be powerful training. If you haven't went through it already, I suggest you go through it and complete it. And then you're going to plug in as you're going through this, you can plug in with a basic educator. Okay, Millie Mills and Matt Thayer, they both do HFX. I highly recommend both of them for you. Millie, she trades in the mornings. Matt there trades in the evening. So you have several opportunities to get online with them and they will show you trades they're doing. It's very fun. And it's very fun when you're making money. Okay. So go ahead and, put that time aside. You should be able to plug in with them 10 times a week. Now, their goal is to get you 8% per session. Okay. 8%. Imagine if you were to get on all 10 sessions and you got 8%. That would be probably 80% account growth. But let's just say you took some losses and you get 40% account growth. Powerful, okay? So just know you have access to both of these traders. They're going to be calling the trades, puts and calls. You just got to copy off of them, okay, as they're training you. So here's how you can access them. For HFX, you're going to go to the HFX screen, okay? Here's all the traders. All you have, you can take your training into your own hands. Listen, you could be brand new just now seeing this, and you will pass up a lot of people that are probably already in our company just by plugging into your training. Okay, so Millie Mills, live analysis on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Okay, I've never traded this. We have some Spanish educators, so Daniel Lopez, Hugo Gomez. They're also Spanish traders, but you can also plug in with them as well too. Okay, option training 101, so you can plug in with Christian Lopez for a little education. They'll go over some strategies. Like I said, I follow pretty much. I follow Matt Thayer. Ivan Cabral, I've been hearing great things about him. I have a trader that's in our organization that's very good at trading, and that's all that he follows is Evan. Now, Evan was also just a Forex trader. So like I said, if you're already a powerhouse Forex trader, I was already trading Forex. Listen, I came to HFX. It was nothing I really had to learn extra, except some little strategies here and there. But really, my regular trading alone, understanding uptrends and downtrends and price action was enough for me to trade in the binaries. Okay, I don't have to set stop losses anymore. So Ivan, you can follow him, and Ness, more of an advanced trader. Okay, so if you don't know about trading yet, I don't advise you to follow Ness yet. Wait till you learn the skill first, and then you can follow Ness. But don't follow Ness yet until you really learn about binaries. So I suggest you follow Matt Thayer, Ivan, and Millie Mills. Okay, and they will put you on a great successful track. Now, one of the videos we want you to see. So, for example, Matt Thayer, I will tell you to wrap both of the strategies up that we're talking about. I want you to go to May 26th. So you can go down here, all of it's recorded. So you can go down to load more. And you're gonna find May 26th. This one right here. I want you to, May 26th, go to mark it down. So 26/05/2020. This video will show you how to use Cash Trap, and it's gonna show you how to use Blue Gator. This is all that you need right here, okay? So definitely everyone who's getting started for HFX, plug into that part. Harmonics, let me go back to that one. So back to Forex Academy. Okay, like I said, I'm an elite member, so I have both. If you want everything that I have, you need to become an elite member. That means you got all the products to become an elite member. Okay, it's if you're brand new to IM and you haven't paid the initial cost, the initial cost is only $325 to get started. That's it. Okay, you pay $325, you get every academy, and you can just plug in. Okay, you'll get everything I'm talking about here. If you are just an HFX member, that's fine. HFX is enough. You just plug into the stuff I just showed you. If you're a Forex member, okay, Forex is going to be enough. Here goes our Forex library. Okay, you can plug with my personal mentor, Dr. Kathy Kirkland. She trades using the Webb analyzer, London payout. She teaches you how to scout using ECC11, which you'll find videos on my YouTube about ECC11 and a high probability confirmation checklist for that too. Okay, for the Harmonic scanner, I use Manny Quinones. So everything that you heard me talk about, it's almost a regurgitation of what he does in some shape or form, okay, just mixed with some other strategies. And it's okay to mix strategies together for confirmations. So he trades on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central, okay, if you want to catch his boot camp. He has a lot of recordings I suggest that you watch, okay? So that's Forex Advanced. Now, if you want to just specialize and say, I just want to focus on the Harmonic scanner, and that's it. We go down to our products. Here's FRX Harmonics, and these are everybody that you can learn from about harmonics in the market. If you want to even learn how to draw harmonics yourself, okay, you're going to plug into Ray Robinson. He's going to teach you how to draw harmonics and how to find those retracements in the market. And I really suggest, whether you want to draw it or not, still follow Ray Robinson, because here's what you're going to get. When he teaches you how to draw them, you don't need to draw them yourself. I like to just know what the patterns are for, okay? And if I wanted to identify them, I could, okay? So that's good there. So plug into to Ray Robinson. Venetia is very good. All of our traders are good. Let me just, all of our traders are top notch. Christopher Derrick, I will tell you, top notch trader. He's not necessarily focused on the Harmonic scanner, but he's just going to give you a good checklist. It's where I literally stole my high probability checklist from, okay? From basic trading. He talks about when you see a trend, before you enter the market, what to do, okay? If you see a downtrend, what are your steps to enter the market? And so everything that I pretty much talk about, okay, you identify the trend. So what is the trend of the market? Is it sideways, up, down? So he talks about that. Next thing, where is my support zone? Where is my resistance zone? That's number 2. Okay, done. We found that. Boom. Next thing, what are we looking for? A break and a retest. All right, it breaks what I was looking at. It retested, and then I'm going to enter the market based off 2 to 3 retests. That pretty much sums up how he's going to show you how to trade. Okay, and so watch his video so that you can see it over and over again. And of course, Manny Quinones. And so this is our harmonic training. So this is pretty much what I like to utilize, what I suggest to all of our brand new customers. Now we have a lot of stuff. We have vibrato. Okay, so here's where you're going to find Dr. Kathy Kirkland. Okay, Dr. K, now she's only doing once a week, but you can plug in with her at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 a.m. Central for those for my night owls or my early birds in the morning. Plug in with her, catch some pips during the London session. She obviously, my mentor, is very fire. She's a pastor out of Cleveland, Texas, and she's good at what she does. Okay, you can plug in a crypto analyzer. We'll learn how to trade cryptos over the weekends. They did. Sharif just went 4 for 4. Okay, with the cryptocurrency trades this weekend. He called a Bitcoin buy and it shot up and it hit. Okay, so you can plug in with Sharif. Okay, Kevin Serrano, he trades the London payout. Plug in with him so you can learn his strategy. So just know there's so much that you can learn. Bali Brownville's very good as well too. Lee Allen. There's just so much in our company for you to plug into. What I suggest to you is just make a plan. Know what you're coming in for. It's no different than when you go to, if you're going to get your bachelor's degree, right? You don't just plug in and buy a class, right? You go see, okay, I want to be this type of trader, so let me plug in and do this. Okay, this is the same exact way. So whether you want to do Forex, you want to do HFX, or you want to do all of them, just have a plan, and we kind of set that out for you. Okay, IAM has a good way to set it out for you. When you first log in, it's actually going to give you some pamphlets to read to show you how to educate yourself. Okay, going through your videos. So that is our academy. I believe that we have the best academy in the industry, especially for what we charge. It's $235 one time for those who are not a part of IAM Master Academy yet. Okay, I've heard people, I heard there's some other things that are out there that may cost cheaper, but they're $235 is already, in my opinion, already cheap. Okay, and I know what we offer versus anything else out there. So me and my wife now, we've been doing this for 7.5 years. We are debt free. Okay, we're financially free, and we're so grateful that we get to plug into people around the globe, from Kenya to Botswana to South Africa to Tanzania to Nigeria, to London, in the Europe area, Germany. Okay, I'm just stating off, all the organizations inside of our team here. Australia, we're over in New Zealand. Okay, a lot of different places. Of course, here in the United States. So that's it. That's what we have, folks. So I appreciate you. So what I'm gonna do now, we're coming up on our hour. I want to open up the chat for some questions. I did kind of all the talking here. So anything that you feel that I didn't cover, you want me to reiterate on, I would love to do that here. So on Chairman 1000, just go ahead and type something in the chat, and I will answer that question for everybody to hear. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to go through the questions on YouTube as well too, and I'll explain it if you have anything. So let me take a look. Okay, yes. Actually, I believe the 4 rules are already posted in the chat. Okay, so if you go to our Telegram chat, in fact, let me go there. So as long as you got to be a part of Legacy Worldwide to be a part of that. Now, if you're already a part of IM, okay, that doesn't mean you come to my team. No, you already have a team chat most likely. You can just do the things that we're doing. We can plug you into our regular Legacy Worldwide chat, but we have a trading chat that because of that I can look at my organization and validate your membership. We just keep it to our team. Okay, but here's the high probability checklist. I'm going to share this with you guys. And what I'll do is I'll copy and paste it and put it in the group. I'll put it in the chat right now. So here's the high probability checklist. You see here, if you're the Legacy Worldwide VIP Trading Relaunch Group, okay, high probability right here. So I'm just going to copy this right now, post in the group for you guys. Make sure you copy the correct way. All right, just post that in the chat. So you can copy and paste that out of the chat, and then let me go ahead and post it. I'll post it on YouTube as well too. It won't let me post on YouTube. So what I'll do is I'll probably post this below this video afterwards. So just for those who are watching this, just make sure you follow me on YouTube. I will post it below the video so that you have it. But most likely, I will tell you, if you're not a part of our community, join the community so that you get this information. You don't have to just scramble for YouTube to get it. Okay. All right. So, and if you're not, like I said, you'll be added to this team. So this is our checklist here that you just follow the checklist and you can't go wrong. Okay. And then you can see in our group, what I'll do typically at the end of the beginning of the week is I'll throw probably 1 or 2 trades. I throw about 1 trade a week that will get it. If we get our 15%, then I'm done for the week. I don't overtrade past 15%. So I'm going to give you 15%. Anything extra, you got to go out and do. You got to just follow the checklist and do it yourself. Okay. As far as our group, I only let people in the group that I can verify your membership. Okay. And so, and the reason that is because it's just at monthly, you can be in for 1 month and be out the next month. So if I can't verify your membership, then typically I don't let people in the group that I can't verify your membership. But you can get in our Legacy Worldwide chat so that if you have any questions. All right, let me look at any more questions here. Okay, one of the questions here, if you have paid the 235 and want to go elite, how do you do it? Do you need to pay the 325? No. Okay, so check it out. If you already came in, let's say you were a member, you signed up for 235. Okay, then your next payment came up, and then you paid the 175, your monthly. Okay, if you want to upgrade to elite, here's how you do it. You don't have to pay the 325. You actually only just pay the monthly. Okay, so if you go in your back office right now, let's say you want to upgrade to elite, go in your back office right now, and you're going to go to where it says modify your pack. When you modify that to elite, the only thing that you're going to be charged the next month when it comes up is $275, the monthly charge. If you do HFX, you'll be charged whatever the HFX monthly charge is. Okay, so that answers that question for Miss Marshall. All right, here's the next one. Let's see what else we have in the chat. Okay, let's go. They want me to point out divergence. So I'll go over divergence. And, obviously that's always a tricky one for folks. But once you get divergent, once you understand it, it's game over. Okay, so let me pull that up. All right, let me find a trade that has divergence. So let's see. All right, so here's a perfect one right here, GCAT. Okay. All right, so you see how price here. So if we look here at this point, whether we here or here, let's just go from this point here, right? If we look from prices shifted all the way down, you see prices here, but when we go to our RSI, it's doing different. So let me circle it. Okay, you see this? So you see price here, right? And if I draw a line from point to point, okay, you see that, right? Price has shifted down, okay, consistently. Now I go to my RSI, it's letting me know strength has been lost to the downside. So we actually went from here to here. Okay, do you see that? How price is going down, but price is going up here. This is called bullish divergence. And then boom, we got what? We got our push up. Okay, now this wasn't our big one. The thing that we didn't get, okay, if we talk about, well, actually, let me go down to the 15-minute. If we got an engulfing on the 15-minute, that would have gave us an indication to get in. Okay, so we go back to that point, and there we go. So if we talk about all the rules that I suggest, right? So we got our pattern. Number 2, we got our divergence. Number 3, we got our engulfing candle. You see that? Boom, right? Consistent down, engulfing candle. We'd have been in the trade here, and you hit this TP, which we did last week, right? Okay, so then boom, you hit this TP. Then we got our pullback, okay, correction, then back up. So hopefully, so this is what we call bullish divergence, okay? Price doing something different here than what it's doing up here. So price is going down, strength is going up to the upside. That is bearish, bullish divergence. And so when you find that, that may either get you out of a trade. So maybe you, let's say that you were in a sell here. That will probably hopefully get you out of a trade because I'll tell you divergence doesn't lie. Okay, it is the secret. Now what we're seeing here, here's what I need you to understand. You see how we may be waiting for this to push up? This may also create a head and shoulders type of deal here, okay? So this may come down, retest. So I want you to be cautious when you're looking at GCAT as well. It may come down, retest, and then make it shift down. So don't assume it's going to go up. You're going to wait. This is the difference between someone who's a successful trader and someone who's not. Don't ever make any assumptions. And then so if it breaks this neckline here, okay, boom, you can be in on the trade for the sell. But once again, you're going to wait for all of the confirmation before you actually do it. So hopefully that explained divergence. Okay, the next thing. All right, so we have if you send. Okay. So NZD USD, NZD JPY operate the same. Now, Janita, yes. So the question is, do you do a separate entry for each take profit? Here's my suggestion. It's not that I do a separate entry. I'll probably close out my trade. So what you'll find, remember I said these are retracement points, okay? So the trade retraces itself. Now what happens is once it hits this point, this is what maybe a 38% retracement. So once it hits this point, most likely it's going to do something. It's going to consolidate and then probably reverse back and then finally push past it. Okay, now we broke structure again here at take profit 1, which you took take profit on. So let's say here's what I would do. Okay, so I take profit here, boom. I wait for reentry, no pullback, no entry. Okay, I don't enter when the market is just moving. Let's say I got out too early and that thing kept pushing up. Well, then I'm just done with the trade. Okay, but let's say it consolidates, boom, it makes it move down. I'm not gonna do anything until I get it a retest off a zone. Okay, so if I'm trading zone to zone, this would have been a zone at the entry point. Boom, it hits here. We got 2 retests. Price pushed all the way up. came back down, did not break structure here. Okay, so let's say you decide to get in, put your stop loss below here. It didn't break structure, and boom, you're in on this trade now, and you're pushing towards TP2 and so forth. Boom, you hit TP3 all the way up there. Okay, this is just good when you really learn how to trade and you're looking for those entry points. Okay, so hopefully that answered your question. So yes, I'll take profit at TP2, wait for entry to go for TP2, or wait. I'll take TP1 and then wait for entry to go for TP2. Trades that are in bit. So if we're trading off structure, so this is a perfect example. So the question is, hi Randy, for trades that are in between TP2 and TP3, where would you place your stop loss? Okay, so here's how I do stop loss. It's about market structure, right? So what is market structure, right? We look at a trend. A trend up is based on higher highs, higher lows. So right, we started here. This was our initial low. That is our what? Higher high. This is our higher low. I know it's funny, but it is. It's ugly, but it didn't break the structure here. This was our previous low. So that would be our higher low. Okay. Price didn't break structure until this point. Boom, structure was broken, create our next high. Okay. And so if we wanted to, we call that our higher high. Okay. Higher low. Okay. Higher high, higher low. And then what? Structure may have been broken here. Okay. That's why I was calling the head and shoulders. So structure may have been broken here and then came back down and may continue down as well. Okay. So for example, this one, if I felt prices going up here, okay, well, this is going to be one of these are my previous lows. So I'm going to put price. I was going to put a stop loss here. We'll go here. Now you need to think of your own risk to reward, obviously. Okay. But my stop loss will go here. If I was going in for the buy. So that looks like about a 35 pip stop loss, basically, right? So 35 pip stop loss from where it's at right now. Or if I was looking for the buys, let's say we get the break and the retest. So break, we get our break, we look for the retest. Obviously, stop loss gets right here. Once again, if we enter from this point, what are we looking at? So 30 pips stop loss. So looking for the sell, stop loss goes here. Okay, previous high, right? If it breaks it, then it's going to continue up. If we're selling, previous low right here. So previous high, previous low. That's how I set stop losses. So hopefully that explains that. And the great thing, we look at risk reward. So it's 30 pips. So if I have a $100 account, we do a 0.01. That's $3 loss. And then to gain what? Risk to reward. If we're doing for the buy. So boom. So now we risk we list $3.50. Okay. To gain what? 80 pips. So $8. That's a good risk to reward. That's almost a 1 to 3. Okay, and if it goes all the way up, we can push even higher up. So that's it. So, you know, if you were to blindly do this, let's say I think it's gonna buy, and you click buy, and you put your stop loss here, and it shifts up. Boom, you either lost $3 to make 8, or so, or vice versa. Okay, so that's how we trade, but always set your stop loss. I believe that's our time, folks. We have a mentorship call for those who are in IM. Go to imacademyofficial.com. We have one of our top earners speaking right now as we speak. Chairman 50, she means she makes $50,000 a month. Not only does she trade, but she also helps to build our company up, along with a lot of other of us. If that interests you in any way, definitely get on that mentorship call. So we are done for today, folks. That is our HFX overview and our Harmonic scanner overview. I will see you guys in the market. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Thanks. You have a good one. Peace.